So when people hear the term Reiki or energy therapy, they often think that it's woo-woo or mystical, but actually it's physics and physiology. And we now know this because we can measure it. So if you remember from high school, we learned about the term vital force and how, there was this energy that infused everything, and we were told that it wasn't real. Um, and how we used to have the spontaneous regeneration where the flies would show up on the raw meat because we didn't understand that there were microbes or microbial larvae that were then developing into flies, right? So as science has grown, we have found more and more ways to measure things, and sometimes have disproven things and sometimes have found new things. And now we know that there is actually electromagnetic energy all around us. And it is generated by living beings, plus some of the electromagnetic, phenomena of the earth. So it's all around us. We don't call it vital force anymore, but it is a measurable thing. So when you think about the human body, we are mostly salt and water. And all of the physiologic things that happen inside of us are related to electron flow, where the electron or the charge goes across the cell membrane to make something happen, like your brain and your nerves or your muscles. Per physics, wherever there's electron flow, i.e. electricity, there's an electromagnetic field that is perpendicular but equal. And so whatever happens in the electrical field is reflected in the electromagnetic field, and vice versa. So these fields are measurable. Sometime in the last century, someone came up with a machine that's called the squid. So the squid was developed to measure the electromagnetic fields of the earth, like especially with electrical storms, things like that. But then two scientists, somebody named Zimmerman and someone named Seto, actually applied it to the electromagnetic fields of the body. And so they measured the different electromagnetic fields of the different tissues. They found that the heart field is the strongest by far as compared to the rest of the tissues. And that makes sense because the heart is moving salt and water around all day long in the blood. So that's where we would be the strongest, wherever the electrical flow and the electron movement is the most. And so they also measured what comes out of energy practitioners' hands. So they measured this across many different modalities. And what they found is when a practitioner was not doing energy therapy on another person, their hands didn't put out much energy. But when they were doing energy therapy on another person, what they put out was 1,000 times stronger than the heart field. And that energy varied between zero point 0.3 and 30 hertz. The most of it, though, was between 7 and 8 hertz, which has been found to heal bone and tissue. And that's exactly what modern medicine uses when they do bone implants to help, fractures heal, things like that. So there's efficacy that has been measured in the frequencies coming out of energy practitioners' hands. The other thing that is happening is something called entrainment. This is also another term from physics, and it's very similar to the idea of harmony, where sounds harmonize. What happens with entrainment is two different frequencies, or more than two, start to work together. So they start to harmonize together. And so when you're receiving energy therapy from another practitioner, the energy, the electromagnetic energy coming out of their hands is interfacing with your electromagnetic energy, and the frequencies are becoming entrained, which leads to a settling of the nervous system as it starts to entrain with the energy coming out of the Reiki practitioners or energy therapy practitioners' hands. And so this is really what's happening, is that interface between those two electromagnetic fields. And this will help the nervous system start to regulate. When the body goes into a relaxation state, it releases more nitric oxide, which brings down blood pressure, but also is needed to start doing the most deep healing work for the body. So when you receive energy therapy, you are allowing your nervous system to be more regulated so that your body's natural healing mechanisms can kick in and start doing the work that your body is looking for. And that's what's really happening. So you don't have to believe in the woo-woo or the mystical to receive a Reiki treatment, but just have an open mind and understand that this is exactly what your body was designed to do.